Sante business owners around the world. Peter Hope here, down on the farm. We're going to talk a little bit today about the way that we go about growing and processing certified organic barley. Now, it's a 4-stage process, and here we are at the very first stage. If you look around here, we're in a bare field. This is where it all starts. The quality of the soil that we're dealing with is very, very important in growing high quality crops. Of course, the thing you have to say is that you can't grow certified organic barley on anything but a certified organic farm. So this farm has been certified organic for 30 years, so they are very, very skilled at growing certified organic crops. So the first thing the farmer's going to do when he's going to grow a new crop of barley is that he will come to his field, or paddock as we say in New Zealand, and he will prepare the ground ready for the crop. This here will be ploughed perhaps to turn over the soil, and then the farmer will go through a process of checking whether the soil has got enough fertility. He may apply certified organic fertilisers to bring up the nutrition level in the soil. After that, he will go through another process of cultivating the soil, so it makes the soil finer and finer, breaking down the large pieces of soil into a fine seed bed. And what he'll end up with is a bed of soil that's quite fine and ready for the sowing of the seed. So that's the first stage. The second stage is the farmer will come and he will plant the seed in the ground, and then it's over to nature. It's to the sun, it's over to the soil, it's over to the rain to start the growing process. So what we're going to do now is going over and have a look at a paddock that has been growing for some time. Follow me. Hi Santé business owners again. We've moved locations and we're now into a paddock that has been sown and has been growing, and as you can see behind me we have a very large, I think it's probably 20 hectares paddock of certified organic barley leaf that's growing and will be harvested. This paddock is probably about a third of the way to being harvested. The plants are getting natural light, they are getting natural rain. The farmer will irrigate them with an irrigator if he needs to. So this is the next stage, and what's going to happen here is that one day when the farmer and the guys at the plant decide it's ready, they'll bring in the harvester. They operate 24 hours a day, and they will harvest until they have completely got all the leaf, and that leaf goes within minutes to the drying plant. And that's one of the great things about Santé certified organic barley, is that it's so quick between the time it's harvested and the time it's stabilised in the drying plant. It is one of our key pieces of technology that helps make the very best barley. Thanks a lot. Right, Santé business owners, we've been through the first 2 stages of growing certified organic barley. We've been to look at the bare land, first stage. Second stage was the growing. We saw how the leaf had grown, and we talked a little bit about when it was going to be harvested. Third stage, we're looking at the drying plant. Now the leaf comes in and it is unloaded, and then it goes through a process of being dried from 85% moisture down to below 5% moisture. And this is really important because it stabilises and makes it a safe food product. You can see behind me some leaf that's ready to go into the dryer, being dropped off by the harvester, and it'll carry on along through the drying plant to the other end. The last stage, which we won't show you because there's a lot of really very important intellectual property around the way we do that, but the last stage is for the dried leaf to be chopped up in 2 stages. Firstly, it's rough chopped. It is, you'll see it if you saw it, it's sort of like chips. The second stage is it to be fine milled into that lovely fine green powder that you have in your product. So that's it. The bare land, it is prepared, it is sown with the seed. The leaf grows in natural conditions and is harvested. It comes to the drying plant, it's dried, and the very last stage, after it's dried, it is chopped and then finally milled into the beautiful powder that you know in your product. So I hope that has given you a little bit of an overview of the process. Look forward to bringing you more stories from down here on the farm. So Tim, this is beautiful soil. Can you tell us about some of the special things you're doing with microbiological products to assist with the soil preparation?
Yeah, so what we are wanting to do obviously is have a really healthy soil. Now we're cultivating quite a bit, and that takes a little bit to maintain that soil. So one of the things we use is a microorganism product called air. And you can see here, you can see these root structures have got fungal growth around them. That's mycorrhiza. So what we're trying to do is the roots use the mycorrhiza to extend their ability to get nutrients out of the soil. Look at these worms here, they're pretty cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hi Santé business owners around the world, Peter Hope here. In the middle of winter here in New Zealand. At the moment I am standing amongst what we call a cover crop out on the certified organic farm. And what I wanted to talk to you today about was variation in colour. Because often I'm asked by business owners about some barley being a bit lighter than other barley, and I wanted to talk about that now that the farm is quiet and we're waiting for the new season to start. Every season is different, and when you're farming in a certified organic way, you don't have artificial inputs that can change the colour of what you're doing. So sometimes, for whatever reason, the combination of sun and rain and warmth and frost give a different colour to the barley than other seasons. This year, currently, the crop that's come in is looking great. It's very, very green. There's no real difference, we believe, in the nutrient levels, but it's sometimes a concern to business owners. So I just wanted to reassure them that it's actually part of being natural. Nature is not standard, it has variation. So that is why sometimes you'll see some lighter barley, sometimes you'll see greener barley. But you can rest assured it all comes from the same lovely place. Santé business owners, Peter Hope again, and currently at the mixing operation, and I'm going to be having a talk to Chris Hope, who is in charge of mixing pure barley with stevia, and talk to him about a bit about colour variation in product and see what he has to say about the steps they take to give a standard product, given there are variations in nature. So we'll have a talk to Chris about that. Hi Santé business owners, currently standing here with Chris Hope in the mixing room at the mixing operation, and I'm going to have a quick talk to Chris about variation in colour, which I mentioned earlier in the day. Chris, you will get different batches of barley that have different lines of colour, won't you? Some greens than others.
Yes, depending on the season, we get different degrees of greenness.
to try and make it as standard as possible?
Well, we always aim to get the best green as we can. It's not always possible because, especially in the summertime, you get a lot of this green colour. But what we do is we sort of plan out in advance all the ways we're going to mix, and then we try and get it as consistent as possible across the several tonnes that we mix for a shipment.
Yes, it's quite a business. I'm looking at this, some of the product that is going out in the next shipment, and by goodness, it does look green. It's a very nice line, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. So this is autumn 2020 harvest, for the most part. It's exceptionally green, and it smells beautiful. It tastes great.
Nice.
We're pretty proud of it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well that's good. So, Sante business owners, you heard it from Chris. There is a lot of work that goes into making the product as standard as possible. But we always have to remember we're dealing with an organic product, and there are variations in the organic product. And so, if you know that, you can talk to your customers about it and explain the same thing to them. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a bit about what we do to deliver you this wonderful certified. Sante business owners, Peter Hope here. This is the very first day of the spring harvest of Santé certified organic green barley. So behind me I've got a fantastic paddock of standing green barley, and pretty shortly we'll be getting the harvester out and we will be harvesting this and drying it and packing it and sending it off to you guys. So come along with me and let's have a look at this exciting start of the harvest. Peter Hope at our certified organic farm in Leaston, New Zealand, and I'm just looking at a wonderful site of the soil being prepared for planting into organic barley. It's going to be a great crop. The soil's got a lot of moisture in it. It looks fabulously fertile. We've been talking to Tim Chamberlain, the farmer, 30 years experience in farming this sort of soil. We're looking for some great crops. I look forward to being with you in Manila in a few days, and we can talk about all the fabulous things we're doing here for you in New Zealand. So thanks very much. Hey business owners around the world, Peter Hope here again, down on the farm, having a look at the barley crops. I'm standing in the crop here, and it's a good looking crop. It's quality. If I look at the leaves, there's no sign of any disease. It's going to make really great certified organic barley. So what makes a good crop? Well, there are the things that you can see the leaf, but also the things you can't see. And really when it comes to a good quality organic crop, it comes down to the soil that's beneath our feet. Soil is a wonderful, wonderful resource, and there are a few things about soil I'm going to tell you about today which might surprise you. Actually, half of the soil underneath me is actually empty space. So soil is actually made up of minerals and organic matter and a space between things that's either filled up with air or it's filled up with water. And the way that's all put together and the way that's maintained is really important for how the plants can access all the nutrients that are in the soil. There must be space between the parts, the solid parts of the soil, because that's where the interchange of chemicals and the transfer of nutrients to the plants occur. So yeah, it's an interesting resource. The farmer spends a lot of time trying to balance the quality of the soil and the way that he manages the soil. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of soil and show you some of the things that make it a really good soil. So I'm just going to do that now. Come along with me. So here is a sample of the soil that's beneath this crop. This soil is what we call Temuka silt loam. It's very deep. It is very fertile. It has strengths and it has weaknesses. Its strengths is that it is fertile and it is deep and it grows good crops, but also if it rains a lot it can get very wet and it can be very hard to work it and to manage it. I'm looking at this piece of soil at the moment. If you look closely at it, you can see that the roots of the plants have infiltrated all the spaces between the solid bits of soil, and you can also see that if I break it apart, there are nice little clumps, little crumbly clumps of soil there. That's what we call a friable soil. It looks really, really good. That is excellent soil, and it shows that the farmer Tim and his team are doing a fantastic job in managing this land. So yes, this stuff here, although it doesn't look very interesting, is crucial to the quality of the crops that Sante is getting. And I just want to say one thing before I go. There's an old saying in farming: never treat soils like dirt, because they're a fabulous resource and the one that we rely on here to make these great crops. Hi Santé business owners around the world. Peter Hope here at the drying plant on a rather grey day, but I am looking at some fantastic green leaf barley that has been harvested perhaps 45 minutes ago, has been brought to the drying plant, and this product is now waiting to go into the dryer. And I'm just looking at it, I'm kneeling down here so I can get a closer look. This is a delightful product. It's green, high chlorophyll, very fresh, and what's going to happen is this is going to be dried quite quickly down to less than 5% moisture, which will seal in the freshness. Then it will go through two stages of milling. One will be a rough chop where it is chopped up quite roughly, and then a very fine milling down to perhaps 20 microns in size average. So here we are. This is the start of the business that you are doing so well. This is the green, beautiful green barley product. The leaves high in chlorophyll. They'll be high in what we call bricks. The sugar content will be quite high, yes, this will be coming through to you fairly shortly in your product. So yes, this is where it starts. High quality here means high quality right down the line, high quality product that you sell to your customers and yet you consume yourself. So I'm excited. This is a fantastic product. So I look forward to seeing you shortly, perhaps at Salvo, and I'll look forward to bringing you more information from down on the farm about Santé certified organic barley powder. Thank you very much. Santé business owners worldwide. This is Peter Hope, the Managing Director of Santé New Zealand, wishing you all a very safe and happy 2019. Today I'm down on the farm again, and I'm going to show you some more things about the production of Santé certified organic barley. Normally I'm showing you how the plant looks when it's in the field, but today I'm going to show you a little bit more about what happens after that. The drying of the barley plant is very important in our process, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the steps that go from the plant in the field down to the very fine powder that you receive in your product. So come along with me and we'll have a look at this side of the production process. Thanks a lot. Well, here we are inside the plant. I've got here with me 3 samples, and over on the right you can see some barley that I've just brought straight in from the field. Now it's still got the soil on the roots. This barley is at tillering stage. It's probably not that far away from being harvested. It'll probably get a bit longer, and then the guys will go out and harvest it and bring it back to the plant for firstly drying. Now the drying is a really, really important part of the process, because this has got perhaps 85% moisture in it. It has to come down to below 5% moisture to be a safe food product. More than that, what we call the water availability has to be down at a low level, and this gets down to a very low level, so it's almost sterile and very safe. So once that has gone through the dryer, it goes into what we call a rough cut mill. This is an example of rough cut milled product. Now this is beautifully green, but you can also see it's quite coarse, and obviously that you wouldn't be consuming it in that form, but often it is just kept for a short while in this form in the production process before it goes into the fine milling process. And so if you look over here, this is something that you will recognise as the barley that you receive. Now this product here, whereas that might have been, or perhaps 500 microns, this will be average 50 microns below, 85% of it will be below 75 microns, and this is ready to be put into products and used by people both safely and enjoyably. So the process that they go through here is very important, and the guys have worked really hard to mill beautifully fine product. There's a lot of important intellectual property around this, so we won't go into the CD actual factory, but I hope this gives you a really strong picture of leaf through rough cut to fine product that you receive. So enjoy your businesses. I look forward to bringing more information about Santé certified organic barley. Thanks a lot.
Hi Santé business owners around the world, Peter Hope here. A few days ago I was out on the farm looking at the last of the certified organic barley crops that we will harvest before winter comes. And at that time I was able to talk to some of the guys, including Rob Paula, who's an expert organic farmer, and he was showing me some of the techniques that they use to make sure their nutrient levels, particularly nitrogen, are maintained between the barley crops. So come along with me and have a look at this lovely crop of oats and beans and listen to what Rob's got to say about the way that is used to increase nitrogen in the soil and make for healthy soils, because healthy soils make for healthy certified organic barley crops.
Just goes wide a bit.
Yeah.
So they're just starting to fix those. And these nodes, are those contenders there? So it's really starting to do some good.
Yeah.
Dry.
So,
You can just see those little legumes
yeah.
forming.
So everybody, you can see here that Rob, who is one of our excellent and expert farmers, is just showing me some cover crops that are planted to restore nitrogen into the soil. Rob's showing us these little nodes on the roots, and each of those little nodes actually fix nitrogen and restore it into the ground. It's a very, very important part of farming organically, and you can see that there's a very, very healthy looking cover crop. Yeah. Well, this will be fed to animals, most probably.
But we'll mulch it in, so
Yes.
probably half of it will trample down. We
Right.
won't graze it hard, we'll trample most of it.
Yep. And all this will then be returned into the soil, and so when we're doing later on, we're doing barley crops. This will be a very important part of increasing the nutrients of the soil.
So this will go into barley.
Well, business owners, just before we leave this paddock, I just wanted to point out one aspect of certified organic agriculture which you might find interesting. This is, looking at it, is what we call a cover crop. One of the principles of organic farming is to make sure that you always have a cover over the land, because the most important principle of organic farming is protecting and enhancing soil. So the farmer will plant a cover crop between barley crops to make sure that he's actually keeping the nutrients and the soil biology protected from the elements. This cover crop looks like it's got 2 legumes in it, and those are very important plants. One is a lupin and one is a bean, and they will actually capture nitrogen from the air and make it available for later crops. There's also a green crop, I think it's probably oats, it's not barley. So what the farmer's done, in the quiet time, he's planted this cover crop which will be grazed by animals, sheep, and then it will be trampled down into the soil to make a mulch for later barley crops. It's a really important part of organic agriculture to protect the soil, and this cover crop is one of the ways that the farmer does it. Well, Santé business owners, we're in a paddock that has been cropped. This is an old fennel crop, and it has been prepared for a new operation, a new farming operation, which might be going into pasture, but it might be going into barley. Now, you can see that the tractor is heading our way. What they are doing is they are cultivating the ground, and they're making sure that the debris from the old fennel crop is maintained on the surface of the soil. This is what we call keeping an armour on the soil. It's a protective layer of what we call mulch, which allows the soil biology to flourish and produce all the nutrients for the plants. So that we call it armouring the soil. It means that the fungi and the bacteria of the soil will be protected from the elements and go about their work of producing a wonderful organic soil that nurtures beautiful crops. And you can see that the operation behind it is breaking up that mulch, but keeping it still on the surface of the soil. Of course, a very important part of the agricultural system that we're working are sheep, and here's some ewes, which are female sheep, and they're grazing crop residue. So what they'll be doing is eating the last of the what was planted there as a crop, and their dung and their urine will be falling on the ground, and they will be contributing to the nutrient load of the soil. So a lot of nitrogen, other key nutrients as well. So they are a very important part of an organic farming system, which rotates between putting nutrients back in to the soil, and this is what's happening here, and taking nutrients out of the soil in the form of crops. Santé business owners, it's great to be able to get down here and see the farming operations for ourselves and see what's going on behind the scenes of producing fantastic world-class certified organic barley crops. Work carries on all around the year on the farm, and on a certified organic farm it follows the patterns of nature. It's really exciting to be working in a style of agriculture that leaves the land in a better shape than you found it, and this is one of the key aspects of being a certified organic producer. Looking forward to someday a fantastic crop of certified organic barley coming off here for all the Santé business owners around the world.
Hi Santé distributors around the world. I'm Peter Hope from Santé New Zealand. Not on the farm today, I'm actually at home, although I've been out on the farm this week and I've seen some beautiful crops, and I've been really excited because I've seen some more land that we're going to bring in and get certified as certified organic, which will expand the area we have to grow barley on, which is great for the future. So it's Friday and I thought I'd do a quick video to show you how I keep and I take barley, because I've been doing that for quite a few years, and I hope that you might find that useful. The first thing that you've got to remember about this product is that you want to keep it. Now, however you have it, you have probably had retail packs. I've got a plain pack because I get mine straight from the farm. You want to keep it out of the light because light will bleach the green out of it, and you want to keep it away from moisture. So I've got mine here. It's looking great. It's smelling great. I've got it sealed from any moisture, and I've got it kept out of the light. So that's the first thing. Second thing, this is the way I take barley. I have this little shaker, and I put some water in there, and then I put my barley in it, put it on the top, and I briskly shake it. The thing you've got to remember about our product is that it's whole leaf powder. It's not a juice powder, which means all this, perhaps 35 to 40% of the product is actually fibre, and that gets in. You want to mix it down. It's great for you. It's great for your system. So shake it up, consume it straight away, and that's good from a food safety point of view as well. You don't want to put water or something and leave it hanging around in heat. Shake it up, drink it straight away. So that's the second thing. The last thing is a little bit of a family favourite. What we do is that we get Greek yogurt, unsweetened Greek yogurt, and we put barley with that, and sometimes we sweeten it with a little bit of honey or a little bit of maple syrup, and that makes a fantastic dessert. Beautifully green, taste beautiful, an interesting way to take your barley, and a bit of a treat for people coming around, and a way that your children might like to try taking barley as well. So that's just something we do. Try it, I think you'll really like that. So there's three things. Be careful how you store it, out of the light, away from moisture. Remember that it's whole leaf. You want to mix it up in a solution, and you want to drink it straight away. And one little tip, try it with something new. You might even try it with plain ice cream, but we try it with this plain Greek yogurt, a little bit of sweetness sometimes. Beautiful. So all the best. I'll see you around. Bye bye.
Hi Santé business owners, Peter Hope. Well, it's spring, it's a beautiful day here in Canterbury, and I'm on the farm of Mr. Rob Paula, and he is growing certified organic barley for Sante. Well, behind me is a paddock of young barley that's just emerged from the ground. Most of these plants will have 2, perhaps 3 flag leaves come up. So what's going to happen, they might put up as many as say 6, and at about 30 centimetres high we'll harvest. Well, here we have a juvenile barley plant, and this paddock has got thousands of these. What we've got here is at the moment it's got 2 flag leaves at the top, the stem, and if you look carefully you can just see the shell of the barley grain that was planted to grow the plant, and below that of course you've got the roots going down into the soil. Having the seed bed well prepared is extremely important. There must be enough compaction of the soil so that the plant is stable, but there must be air amongst the different what we call the heads of the soil to allow the roots to penetrate into the soil, and there must be moisture in there as well. So that, folks, is a juvenile barley plant and the start of the plant. So here it is, the start of the 2020 growing season, which by the look of it looks really good, which is better than the rest of 2020, I have to say. So
let's look forward to a fantastic harvest. Sante business owners, Peter Hope here. This is the very first day of the spring harvest of Santé certified organic green barley. So behind me I've got a fantastic paddock of standing green barley, and pretty shortly we'll be getting the harvester out and we will be harvesting this and drying it and packing it and sending it off to you guys. So come along with me and let's have a look at this exciting start of the harvest.